Cuisine is making such special cultural values. Each delicious dish is an artwork full of creativity, and the professional chefs creating delicious dishes are artists. These artists have always devoted themselves to meeting the high demands of customers. That's why the culinary art is the first course that the students who want to become a chef must learn. That is what Travel Furner, a culinary expert from Australia, is always concerned about. With many years of experience in working in many big hotels, he went to Vietnam to share his experience with many young people who are passionate to become a chef. Hello, this is Sang Vietnam on VTC10 Net Việt. I'm Van Hiệp. So cuisine has been a passion for many people wherever they are from, and for Travel Furner, cuisine has been an infinite passion in his lifetime. And over the past 3 months here in Vietnam, Travel has been sharing his passion with the Vietnamese students here. And in today's program, let's have a sit and listen to his sharing about his passion for cuisine in Vietnam. So first of all, thank you very much, Mr. Travel, for joining our program today. We know that you have been in Vietnam for 3 months already. So let me ask you, have you ever been to Vietnam before, and what can you say about Vietnam's culture and people?
Firstly, I came to Vietnam on a holiday in 2006. I enjoyed it very, very much. I actually travelled from Hanoi down to Saigon, and I fell in love with the Vietnamese people, and I fell in love with the culture of Vietnam. This is why one of the reasons I chose to come back to Vietnam later to be a chef in Vietnam, and also like to be a culinary instructor here. I enjoy this country very much. I enjoy meeting people very much, and I love seeing the smiles on people's faces when I get to talk to them and have a bit of a laugh with them and that. And it's great being here.
And I'm sure that you have been to many countries already. And when you come here to Vietnam, what can you say about Vietnam's cuisine?
The food here in Vietnam, I find the food is very healthy. Every morning, I like to wake up in the morning with phở bò. I love to eat that in the morning. And then at lunchtime, I have I think it's called the com chan. I always eat that at lunchtime. I think the cuisine here is it's got beautiful flavors, and it's so healthy. And this, hence, is one of the reasons why Vietnamese people are so enriched with health, is because of the food that you eat here. It's very different to some of the cuisines that I've eaten in other countries.
So it seems Vietnam's cuisine is very healthy for people like you. But nowadays, the foreign cuisine is entering Vietnam. So do you think that the foreign cuisine will affect Vietnam's local cuisine somehow, or will it enrich Vietnam's cuisine?
I certainly hope we can balance the two cuisines a little bit, but I would not like to see so much of the Western cuisine take over the cuisine here in Vietnam. I mean, you can use some of our methodology and things like that, right? But I wouldn't change it too much. I would change it a little bit, but not too much. People now are getting more health conscious, so it's becoming an awareness of eating healthy. And I think not only Vietnam can learn from the Western cuisine, I think the Western people can learn from Vietnamese cuisine. So it's a little bit of both.
And as an experienced chef from Australia, so in your opinion, what is the most important thing in order to express your own cuisine style?
My own cuisine style, I have a very Mediterranean style way of cooking, the way I do food. Very French and southern Spain sort of dishes, a lot of meat dishes, a lot of seafood. But one thing I want to bring into the awareness of cooking in a kitchen in Vietnam is health and safety, which is a main thing that needs to be trained. And this is what I like to give people my knowledge of the different ways of running a kitchen, how to keep things safety, so then when people come and eat in the restaurants, they know that the food that the chef is cooking is safe.
There is a practical session guided by Travel Furner in International Center City Smart. Today, Travel is teaching his students about the steps to make a stir-fried dish of vegetables. Cutting carrots seems simple at first, but the students will have to learn step by step. This process requires less flexibility, but it trains their patience. And the more you practice cutting onions, the more skilled you are.
Thầy là một người vui tính, thầy luôn bảo tôi giống thầy bởi vì tôi có cái bụng to giống thầy. Và thầy thật sự thầy là một người rất đầu bếp rất tuyệt vời.
Travel continues to teach his students how to cook soups and stir-fried vegetables. His sense of humor makes a friendly learning environment for the students. The students can just express their opinions. At the same time, they have been told how to make the food professionally.
Để chân lửa đâu? Đấy.
Thầy Travel là một người rất là thú vị vì thầy đã từng làm việc tại rất nhiều nơi trên thế giới, cộng với cả thầy có rất nhiều kinh nghiệm trong làm bếp thì thầy có thể truyền dạy cho các học sinh những cái điều bổ ích và giúp các bạn ấy có thể sau này bắt đầu công việc tốt hơn.
It is the admiration from those students that Travel always tries to do his best in every lesson. Travel turned those theoretical lessons into interesting conversations. There is no gap between the teacher and his students. The love for cooking and the cuisine has helped them to understand each other better and realize their dreams of creating good food in Vietnam. So, Mr. Travel, you have been teaching the Vietnamese students here in CHM for 3 months already. So let me ask about your opinion about the Vietnamese students that you have taught already.
Okay, there's every student is very different. No student is the same. Some students come here with a lot of skill. Some students come here with very little skill. The students that I'm teaching right now are very knowledgeable and very passionate about learning. In the end, this is their career that they are going, they're going with. This is nothing that they have just a spare of the moment thing. I want to be a chef. Most of the students that come here are very passionate, and they're passionate about learning. And this is what is so enjoyable about teaching Vietnamese students to become chefs, is because the passion they have to become chefs. And this is what I like so much.
And it seems those Vietnamese students here, they have the passion for learning, but do they have the sensation to recognize, to feel, and to create the good cuisine?
They have a lot of creativity. Their creativity is quite advanced, to be honest, because of the fact that they have the knowledge from their own cuisines and what they've done in their past. So for me, I find the Vietnamese student very creative, and they have creative minds, creative thinking, and they're always willing to learn new things. So which is good. It's very different teaching a Vietnamese chef than it is to teach a Western chef. A Vietnamese chef, for me, tends to really want to learn a lot, whereas a Western chef will think they already know it. So it's very different. Different mentalities of thinking. Yes, sometimes maybe a little overpowering on the salt for flavouring. I think that needs to be balanced out a little bit. Their techniques in creating with colourful plate designs is quite good. but they still need to adjust to learning different knife skills, because most people in Vietnam in regards to cooking have always been using cleavers to cut with things, cleaver knives, whereas a chef's knife is completely different. There's a different way of holding it. So so the way they hold their knives, you have to train them a little bit so they don't cut their fingers off and things like that, right? Because they have different ways and techniques of using a knife. But overall, they're quite advanced, I think.
So it seems that each person has a different cuisine style. So in your opinion, what are the conditions for those students here in order to create their own cuisine style?
Some students enjoy going into the pastry kitchen because of the fact it's nice, sweet desserts, beautiful desserts that they can cook and make. Some people find in the hot kitchen is very, very stressful in the hot kitchen because of the fact that it's very fast moving. You have to get things done very, very quickly. Whereas the pastry, in the pastry side, it's all about creation and creating that nice dessert and then putting it on the plate and designing the plate. Whereas in a hot kitchen, it's about getting the food out to the customer very, very quickly and being able to do all the same things all at the same time. So there's a lot of difference in what they tend to swing towards, whether they want to swing towards being a pastry chef or whether they want to swing towards being in the hot kitchen, working in the hot kitchen over the hot stoves and hobs and things. So it's a little bit different what they choose, but in the end they find their own strengths of what area they want to work in.
So as an experienced chef from Australia, so in your opinion, what can Vietnamese chefs do in order to preserve and to promote Vietnam's local cuisine?
I think to develop the cuisine, I think now because there's a lot of Western products coming into the country, I think they can enhance their product knowledge a lot more, which will then also create dishes that are even more flavoursome than what they are at the moment. It gives them a little bit more knowledge that they can design different ways of making a Vietnamese menu. So what they're doing here and having the knowledge of doing Western cuisine is they can blend it in and advance their knowledge very, very quickly, so they know and they are aware of what goes on outside of Vietnam, so they can become more knowledgeable in their cooking skills.
And once again, thank you very much, Mr. Travel, for joining our program and for your sharing today.
You're welcome.
And that's it we have for today's program. And for comment and feedback, don't hesitate to write to us at changvietnam@netvietTV.net. And once again, Ivan here. Goodbye for now.